Oh my god, hey! We are here in Bochum, Germany to finally experience the iconic, long-running production of Starlight Express.
Whoop, whoop.
That was cute, that was like a train noise. So, we have come to Bochum, Germany. Let me explain all of the context that has led to this moment.
One is we did not start this journey just coming from the UK to Germany.
No, so we were born in 1995. That's too much context. I am MickeyJoTheatre. I am a musical theatre YouTuber, content creator, and about 2 years ago, for the first time, though we're usually based in the UK, the two of us went together for our first trip to New York to see a bunch of shows on Broadway. Yeah. Later that year, I went to Brazil to go and see their non-replica production of Wicked, and thereafter, we've kind of become obsessed with travelling around the world to see exciting theatre.
Well, like, if there's an iconic theatre and people think about going, we kind of feel like we should show it. And this production of Starlight Express in Bochum has become iconic. It's one of the longest running shows in the world. So it felt like we should finally make the trip to show you what it's like.
Yeah, I think the production turns 37 this year. It celebrates its 35th anniversary back in 2023, I believe, here at this purpose-built theatre. We are in sort of central west, northwest Germany, perhaps, not too far from the likes of Dusseldorf. This, by the way, is my stagey fiancé, Aaron James. Say hello.
Hello.
And you've been a big proponent of us coming to see Starlight for a while now.
Well, so I saw one of the old UK tours of Starlight where it was the 3D version, and I feel like I gained a lot of love for this show, and I'd always been intrigued because my parents went to see the original production of the West End, so they got the concept of a ramp that came up to the people and that level of immersive skating.
Moving bridge, high fives.
Exactly. And so whenever I've seen videos of the German production, and that's still existing, I'd always been intrigued to see what that would be like. And we recently got something close to that with the new London production of Starlight, which has changed. But that's a very different version of the show, whereas this is the original concepts and designs.
Yeah.
Dame Arlene Phillips is the director and choreographer of this production, so for British stagey fans, you definitely will know who is the creative genius behind this production.
Yeah, so as you may know, Starlight Express recently returned to London in a brand new production at the Troubadour Theatre, Wembley Park, with new designs, new costume designs by Gabriella Slade, new direction by Luke Shepherd, and it is an entirely new production of the show, which also makes some changes to the material. Don't get me wrong, this production here in Bochum has been updated since it first premiered, but there are several features like the character of the Red Caboose, who may or may not be called CB at this moment because that's changed multiple times. Starlight Express has undergone so many iterations in its lifetime, and this currently running here is a prior one to the one that's in London.
Yeah, so this has I Am Me, it has a lot of the new songs, but then the latest version, the London version, where Pumping Iron's been changed, like all the characters of Slick and all of that do not exist in this production.
The existence of Hydra. Yeah.
Hydra's exclusive to London.
Yeah.
But this production has the countries as the different engines rather than...
The national trains.
Yeah, we have the national trains rather than it being the new colour, Golden Eagle and all of those for the new London production.
Yeah, and the scale of this production as well, as we will hopefully see today, is...
It's a stadium.
It's the largest worldwide. It remains huge. It has a lot of those iconic original features. It has some moving seats in one area, so you can experience a full 360-degree view, and you can turn around in your seat. It has the moving bridge part of it, and just a really huge... playing space, which is really exciting to see. But how we got here today was actually yesterday.
Yes.
So we had plans already to be in Amsterdam this weekend with some of your family.
Yes, a family stag do in Amsterdam.
And it transpired that cheaper than flying back from Amsterdam was to travel across to Germany on, I'd say, an overnight bus. It was only 2 hours and 20 minutes from about 8:45.
It was an evening bus, really. It didn't really go overnight.
Yeah, an evening bus down to Duisburg, Germany, whereupon we got on a train heading to Bochum Central Hauptbahnhof.
Or Bochum.
And no one's sure. I apologise if I've said Bochum, several times incorrectly already. That's going to keep happening in this video, and I am so sorry. And then we actually walked last night because we missed what we think is the last underground tram. We're still not sure what it is. This is us walking from Bochum station to the hotel, which is also where Starlight Express is, because we missed the last underground tram train. Why did we miss it? We thought it was a bus. We went to the wrong place.
Yeah, the numbers, like a 308 does not sound like an underground train.
And yet it was. Ironic that trains should betray us on this of all days.
But also, they have so many lines.
They do have so many lines. Now, if you are looking to travel here to see Starlight Express, obviously if you are within Germany, that's a slightly different kettle of fish. But if you are... That's a siren. Tuneful. But if you're travelling here internationally from outside of Germany, that is just one of the ways that you can do it. The Flixbus from Amsterdam was really wildly inexpensive. It was actually the same price to get that 2-hour 20 journey across the border that it was to then get the subsequent 20-minute train.
Yeah. How we're getting back to the UK is the other direct route to get to, and probably the more straightforward route, which is if you want to just go and see Starlight and not to any other places, is to fly to Dusseldorf and then get a train to Bochum.
We're staying at one of the 3 hotels located nearby to the Starlight Express Theatre. We are staying at the closest, which is the H+ Hotel, which is a pretty standard,
It reminds me of a Travelodge.
It's very much a budget hotel. It's a little bit old-fashioned. There's parts about it, like the way that the door shuts and certain amenities that it's not giving you luxury accommodation. There's also the Moxie Hotel nearby. There's another one within walking distance, which I think is called the Welcome Hotel. But this one is so very close, and if you can actually see the Starlight Express Theatre immediately from outside. I mean, it's there. The hotel is there. The theatre is behind us here. If there was any sense last night as we arrived that we were in the wrong place, that was immediately squashed by
when you literally saw Starlight Express.
And the rusty character statue wearing his outfit in the foyer of the hotel, and the signed roller skate boot behind the check-in desk.
Yeah.
So that was very reassuring. We are packing our bags to head down to breakfast, and from there, check out. Breakfast is served until 11 a.m. I think checkout is also at 11 a.m, but it's all sort of moot because we have somewhere very important we need to be at 11:15. Our day begins early. My hair is voluminous. Wow. We just need to eat because I don't know how many more eating opportunities there are going to be in the day. I don't know what kind of food they have around the greater Starlight Express area. But we will find out. That is one of many details we hope to discover today. Breakfast of champions for me happening right now. We have this super cute train installation on a little set of tracks opposite from the theatre entrance being over there, and you can take photos here. Could do with a little bit of a deep clean, but it's still very cute. And so you can see here the original Starlight Express designs, or should I say the older designs, because these have still been a little bit updated since it was first seen on stage, but not as much as the newer Gabriella Slade designs. And we can see some characters here which do not feature in the newer production, but we can see the iconic Reva Rice as Mama, originally conceived as Papa, changed in this German production, I believe for the first time, to Mama with her casting. Reva Rice, who had previously played Pearl, who I believe is still in the show, who is still in the production here, something of a Starlight Express legend. I don't know what these are, if these are fans. I think of performers. I don't know if these are from performers who have... Oh my gosh, they are! They are. We're recognising some names here. Wow, because some of them seem to be tributes... Oh no, I think they're tributes to performers, because look, that's Georgina's name again. I think these are messages from people who have seen the show, because some of them say best grease ball, hashtag best.
Because Rory McKenna was a UK performer as well.
Yes.
There's so many UK performers.
Lots of these are familiar names. So it is 11:15, and we have a bit of a long day here at Starlight Express today. We're seeing the 2 o'clock matinee performance. It's a Sunday. But before that, we are heading to the stage door, where we're going to get to do a little bit of a backstage tour and hopefully meet one of the cast members as well. This is all wildly exciting. Look, this wall continues all the way up here. Toby for Electra. We should have brought chalk. Wow, wow, wow. I think there are cast members arriving behind us. Some production photographs along the walls here as well. And I think that's Blake Patrick Anderson, who I know was in this production as Rusty, and who I believe is getting a shout out there. Oh, and down the side. Yeah. So whoever wrote this also thinks that that's who it is. We're here to see the iconic long-running production of Starlight Express that you are currently performing in, starring as Pearl. I have so many questions about this experience because I think it's a really unique production. It's also a really unique show.
The whole process is like a 4-month training program, and that includes skating and learning German and learning the whole show. So it sounds like quite a long time to learn a show, but when you cut it down into 4 months, it's actually really quite a lot to learn. Yeah.
There are many British performers, there are also German performers, and it's a really international ensemble. So something people may not realise is that you are learning to perform the show in German, as well as, you know, learning the music, learning the script, and learning to do it on wheels as well.
Yes, for sure. That's definitely a part. A lot of people aren't sure if we had previous skating training, or, you know, if everyone could speak generic German. I mean, people are from all over the world here. Like, we all come with different dialects, different accents. They have to teach individually to every single person's accent. So they'll have people from Southeast London, and then they'll have people from Wales, and we have to be taught differently because the way we understand vowels is completely different. Yeah. And then for the skate training, everyone just starts from basics. Even if you've had some training, they literally strip you back. It's like drama school when you start doing ballet for the first time, you know, after you've trained for 6 years. They want everyone to be a blank slate because they want everyone to be able to skate exactly the same. There's lots of rules that we follow when we skate to make sure that we are not going rogue, basically. Everyone has the same sort of stride or the same press of the foot or direction or how to signal if you're changing direction and all these sort of like secret things that we all know.
It's like driving.
It is like driving. Yeah. We are fully driving trains.
Yeah. And so obviously everything is flat.
Flat, but you can skate here.
This is... I've seen these in train stations in real life, so you can see when people are coming around corners.
This happens always.
Yeah.
And they are all made here. Everything's made here in this theater. And the Rusty costume weighs 18 kilograms.
Wow.
So it's really, really heavy. You can just try.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's heavy. That is very heavy.
Yeah, that's one of the Rusties. And it's not the whole Rusty costume, it's only part of it. There's small gang costumes, and they are even more heavy. They're heavier. Just want to try.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh gosh. Whoa. Don't drop the costume.
And you have this on your body, and then you have the skates and a wig and a helmet. So
my gosh. That's all I'm going to be thinking about this afternoon when I see the show. Is how heavy those costumes are.
Yeah, and they have, most of them have black wheels on the skates. Pearl has, of course, white wheels.
Yes.
And you can see, when you see the gang, you can see one gang member having red wheels. That's Caboose.
That's Caboose.
Because he's a gang member in the beginning, and then he's, of course, playing Caboose.
Yeah.
But he has the red wheels on.
I miss Caboose. Caboose is gone from London.
Yeah, we really love Caboose. They are made here. Everything is made here. Girls sitting there and painting the costumes the whole day so that we get these fabrics like this. And it's also, this graffiti stuff is painted by hand.
Hand painted, wow.
Yeah, it's all hand painted.
See, these are amazing.
Yeah, the German trains, the red one and the green one. When they start the races, they switch on the lights. So
oh my gosh.
that's what they do themselves. It's just the grease ball helmet. You want to try one?
I'm living out a dream I didn't even know that I had. Wow. Wow. This is a lot on the head, I'm telling you. So is there a button in here that you would press to then turn on the lights?
Yeah, it's just on the front. Just there.
Oh. Wow. My gosh. I mean, I don't think I've ever been this stylish. This is great. That's very cool. If you look to the side, there's a lot of side detail. That, yeah, look at that. That's a new profile picture right there. See, there we go.
You can see a lot.
you can see what the experience would be like. So all the while, I'm racing, I'm acting, I'm singing. I can scarcely... It's very disorientating. Oh yeah, that's
The German ICE.
I have never felt more beautiful. This is the train that brought us here last night. I've never felt closer to the German railway system. Just a little bit bigger than London, yeah. That's the bridge.
Yeah, that's the bridge in the middle.
Oh my gosh. These are the ones that turn all the way around. Yeah. And there's maybe like 32 of those. So if I'm sat in one of these and I'm watching here, but then they're skating over here, so we're turning and they're all around us. And I'm looking over there. And I'm looking over here. They're also really comfortable. Wow. I mean, no other theatre in the world am I having that kind of an experience. And that's the view when you are performing Starlight Express. We are doing... Oh, this is steep. And I'm not on wheels.
And it's high, and they're just going down there.
Oh, yeah. On your left-hand side, as you enter into the foyer, there is the Express Bar, where you can sit down for some drinks and also some snacks, if I am not mistaken. You can see the prices of everything here. There is some food listed there. We have pretzels, cheese pretzels, and pizza. This is what the foyer space looks like. There are bars on the left. There are images from the show. There are bars on the right. Over there is the Starlight Lounge. That is an optional add-on extra that you can pre-book with your ticket for a little bit of a more luxurious theatre-going experience. As you can tell, there are places to sit and there are places to get food and chat and hang out pre-show, but it is a little bit congested in here, so if you want to have just a slightly more relaxed and quiet experience, that is an option available to you when you are booking tickets. Here's something I love, as well as production images from the show. We have backstage photos showing you how the sausage gets made, basically, and this is presumably someone from the skate team, the likes of whom we just met backstage, fixing or making some roller skates. So much merchandise here to show you at the Starlight Express merchandise booth. We have different t-shirts, we have socks with a little rainbow thing going on there, we have baseball caps, we have a puzzle there, we have a puzzle, we have mugs, we have thermos flasks. You can get the Prosecco bottle. Yeah, I spotted that when we were backstage. We've got umbrellas, we've got pencil cases with Starlight Express stationery. Who would not want, especially a show so aimed towards kids and families. There is a deal here where you can get a puzzle, a program, and a Schlussenlanghanger. I'm so sorry, I don't know what that is. And that usually would be €47 and is yours for $39.90. Here are all of the prices, if you can see those, of everything that is available. You can also get CDs, I'm seeing. You can get programs. Maybe the Schlussenlanghanger is a poster? Who knows? There's a magnet set somewhere. We've got some more things here. We've got key rings down there. This is the Starlight Express umbrella. We've got the glittery Prosecco bottle there. Oh, this is a USB adapter, this thing that's been hanging here. Look at that. A Starlight Express USB adapter. Those are the CDs and the magnets that I was just reading about. There you go. We have some answers. Schlussenlanghanger. Keyring. It's the key rings. If we peer into the merchandise kiosk area, I can also see a third colour of t-shirt design. Now, it's the same as the light blue one. I think that might be a fourth. I think I'm seeing a fourth one with the Starlight Express logo on over there, actually. For your ease and comfort, there is also a cloakroom area here that seems to be suggesting a €2.50 charge per item. As you can tell, some people have left suitcases, bags, and coats. You may not be staying overnight like we did. You may have a suitcase with you. You may have a large backpack with you. As far as we know, we haven't been told that we can't take it into the auditorium yet, but we didn't come in the normal way, so we may find that out. Now, at this point, I know German theatres, and this does not surprise me, that we have snacks available in the foyer as well. Interestingly enough, I just got told backstage, normally you would get culturally a salted pretzel. They cannot salt them here because if any salt gets on the tracks, that is a big problem, even little bits of salt. So you will not find salted pretzels at Starlight Express. I don't know what these things are that they're just bringing out here on the left, but I know I want one. We're waiting for the cast list for today's performance. We've already been told a couple of the performers backstage. For example, Maria Jane Hyde, who opened this production as Pearl, was the original Pearl here in Bochum, is playing Mama today. Because Reva Rice, who has also been an iconic Pearl, who is now playing Mama, is currently on vacation. Oh, this is a nice photo of the orchestra, conducted by Michael Weiss. Oh, there it is. There it is. So that's Sophie Rose Middleton as Pearl, who we just met. Oh, I'm glad I was filming, because it's already gone. We'll review the footage. Also, we just went to a concession stand and we got water, this Starlight Express souvenir cup that's full of water. Oh, perfect. Oh, there we go. We just wanted the cup. And I got
to have drinks in this, only how to be able to take them into the auditorium.
Because again, trip hazard, slip hazard. We also got a Snickers, a little tiny tube of Pringles, and this is a cheese pretzel. Can you hold up the cheese pretzel, please? Use the napkin. Don't gluten yourself. That's a cheese pretzel. All of it together, €15.10.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
That seems remarkably cheap to me.
And that's also says something, because we're in an ATG venue. The stage entertainment venues in Hamburg, this is very expensive, normally.
And I wonder if it's because we're in Bochum and we're not in Hamburg. And we're in a theatre where, like, theatres and theme parks, you expect to pay a little bit of a surcharge on food. But we're not in a city.
Yeah.
We're not in London, we're not in New York, we're not in Hamburg, we're not in Berlin. We are in Bochum. We're going to eat this now and then go see the show. Okay, the time has come. We are in our seats in the auditorium. We are in the section Tribune Links, Tribune Left, and we're in row 4, seats 8 and 9. Pay attention to all of the details on your ticket because there are different seating sections, different rows, and I just got slightly confused with some people who I thought were in our seats, but I was the one in the wrong, which is very embarrassing because I like to pride myself on knowing my way around a theatre. As we can see, this has descended since we were last in the auditorium. We could see the little toy train set running around here, giving us some contextual introduction to the world of the story we are about to watch. You can see people sat in all these different sections. Those front two there being the seats we showed you before that rotate to give you a 360-degree view. And this is my view of the entire track. There's another level of track that runs up behind us as well. All the upper levels up there. Auditorium looks very different now that there are people in it, now that there are lights on it as well. Looks completely different. I am wildly excited. Snack review, Aaron James.
For me, it's all stuff I have in the UK, so...
I mean, it's Pringles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're good Pringles.
I know, but I need to eat them before it starts because I don't want to be noisy.
Once you pop, you can't stop. I really enjoyed the cheese pretzel. Controversial opinion. I think I liked it better without the salt. I think I preferred it without the salt. Ooh, here's something interesting. There's a front of house team member over there handing out booster seats. As you would expect, many kids in the audience here at STARLIGHT EXPRESS. It's a pretty good rake, but even so, kids be small. So obviously important that they can see, or that they can experience the wonder. We have been told that these barriers are going to descend.
Those ones don't. Those ones don't.
Those ones don't descend. Oh, okay. Some of the barriers descend, some of them do not when there are races or when there are not races. But those are for kids on the front row, so it is to get their heads above those barriers so they can experience the wonderment of this STARLIGHT EXPRESS and fall in love with the theatre. What I love about this is the details, if you pay attention. Even these trains are racing. And they're the different types of trains. This is telling you exactly what's going to happen in the show in a very subtle way. Just across the track there, a front of house member is sweeping the stage. Also an indication that the show is starting very soon. Very soon. Aaron James, can you believe we are about to watch STARLIGHT EXPRESS in Bochum?
No. I'm believing it because I'm seeing the trains moving, but I won't believe it until it starts.
Also, everyone backstage has been talking English, so when they start singing in German, that's going to be a moment of like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I am excited. The show is about to start. We will see you in the interval. Because we're in Germany, it might be 20 minutes rather than 15? 25?
Maybe. Oh, here we go, stage managers.
It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. We're in the interval. The intermission. Thoughts, Aaron James?
It's so different from a London production.
It's a different show.
I will say, Arlene Phillips' choreography slaps.
Yeah.
Like, I think the one thing that, like, I have thought with this OG version is just they dance so much.
They dance. They dance.
And I prefer that element from the UK production, but like the races, the movement of everything, the bridge.
The bridge. Oh my god, the
they're
bridge.
still going.
Oh, the trains are back again.
They're
Okay.
there, though. It's so active and the speed that they're skating.
Yeah.
Like your eyes. I will say these seats are perfect because I can see everything.
Yeah.
Like it's actually nice to like they'll be in front of you when they're racing around, but then you're looking to the left, which is very, very enjoyable. But I'm in love with this.
It is a different show. I will most likely end up doing a video where I compare them directly because there's a lot to talk about in terms of the material differences, design differences.
Because this one
Even with
has
the
so many of the changes embedded in it. Because we've been like, oh, this one has done these changes. But
There was a big
it's
change that
not done
happened in
those changes.
2018 here with the change of Papa to Mama, with the change of Whole Lot of Locomotion to Ich bin ich.
And there's things that I forgot that this production also did, like Volta being always a male performer.
Yeah. There's so many little details and differences. What I was going to say is, as a general rule, this one is bigger, faster, a little bit more classic. But to give the new one, the London one, its credit, there is a lot that they've updated that I think from a narrative and storytelling perspective does the job a little bit better. Like seeing control, seeing that interaction at the beginning does a lot.
I like the fact that also it contextualises Mama.
Yes.
So in the London version, Mama is played by... Mama is also Control's mother.
Yeah. Oh, there's kids running around the tracks now. I want to tell you a little bit about just being in this auditorium and what to expect from that, because this front barrier you're seeing here separating the bulk of the audience from the stage, that never goes up and down.
Same on the one behind, the one that's in front of the front row.
So, yeah, one that is like in front of an audience section, but the one behind us, so the one you're seeing just here, that does lower and go back up again. It only goes up during races and also now during the interval. Same with the ones in the inner section there and over there and at the back here. Those all go up for the races. This bridge that you're seeing, you're obviously seeing a different lighting state now. This bridge up there, I knew it lowered and I knew it extended. I mean, it's currently in its extended version to allow them to go all the way across. This iconic bridge, much talked about from the original production, for some of the wrong reasons. But in this production, it diagonalizes and people like go onto the bridge and then skate down onto the there's so many cool things, there's so many gasp inducing things that skaters do. We do still have some stunt skaters in this production. They use inline skates here rather than the scooters in London, but again, I'm going back to comparison. We've got some trains running again. I'll let you know how long this interval is. I don't know if it's going to be 15 or going to be 20 or going to be 25 as we've had with some other German productions. I'm willing to bet 25, but we will see. I think in terms of how we're experiencing the show in a different language, it's always different. We've done this a few times now, but it's always different from show to show. And the more that you know the material beforehand, the easier it will be. But I know enough German to be hearing lyrics that are not direct translations, and there's a lot that they have to do to make rhymes work. Like if you directly translate "freight is great," that's not going to rhyme, but they still want the fun of the silly little rhyme, and so they do it a different way, and a handful of other details just like that. Oh, are they selling ice creams? They're walking around selling something. I think they're like ice cream cones. They're going to come over closer to here, so I will show you as they approach. Is it popcorn? Is that what it is? Oh, it's popcorn. Popcorn is being distributed. Oh yeah, it says popcorn as well. That would help, wouldn't it? They are once again sweeping the stage. They are doing an interval sweep. And yeah, on the experience of seeing it in a different language, because we know what happens, because we know the material, following it all just fine. There are little details and nuances I kind of wish I knew, so I might go and look into translations. And also, it's always a thing with Starlight Express which version of it you're going to get, and being like, oh, we're doing this, and like we're doing this version of the even the title song has different verse options. Like we're not getting when your good nights have been said and you are lying in bed. We're doing when the night is darkest, ba-da-ba-da-ba, that one.
I need to explain why I just had a really shocked face. I just realised that Marina Jane Hyde, because we know she played Pearl,
yeah,
she was 16.
She was 16. They'd start 'em young in Starlight Express. I'm still reeling from the revelation earlier. I've been shocked about this all day, that they don't necessarily have to have skating experience, and many of them don't skate until they get here. That they don't get them to skate while they're auditioning. A lot of them haven't skated before. They audition based on singing and dancing and acting as trains, and then they teach them to skate here. And that's wild to me, seeing now what it becomes. But listen, they've been doing this for more than 35 years. They know what they're doing at this point. It is a fascinating institution here. I will also say, very comfortable seats, decent legroom, great views, comfortable. A word on the spinny seats. I'm seeing some people spinning. I'm seeing a lot of people just not really spinning, because it's very overstimulating, and there's always something happening, almost always in that front section as well. So I get it. I think it's a lot down there. I mean, a completely unique theatrical experience, even the experience of sitting in those seats, so comfortable, and just like, it's just so wild, you barely feel like you're at the theatre. I would love to try them. But I think probably you assume it's going to be a lot easier to follow it than it actually is. Once you're in it and it's happening at speed around you, you don't know where to look. To that end, as with the London production, if this is your first time experiencing Starlight Express, or even if you know the show and this is your first time experiencing this production, I would still suggest probably where we're sitting, or even like further down in the horseshoe, even further towards centre, or even in that back section so you can get a good overview of everything. I think it's a good place to sit to see the show for the first time. You can also, these barriers do go up, not that one during the performance, but there is one behind. I saw people getting let out of sections with kids who needed to go to the bathroom if they needed to. Obviously there are times you won't be able to because everything turns into racetracks, but I would say still plan to not have to. It's not a particularly long first act, but if you desperately need to, if you are concerned about that, there are probably better places to sit than others for that. No one, I don't think, was taken out of any of these front sections, obviously. And there are ushers that will sit in those sections with you just to make sure everyone is safe and comfortable and staying where they should be. Also worth pointing out, we did see people being let out of those sections. I didn't notice anyone being let back in.
I think there's a no re-admittance plan, and I think it would be too dangerous to get people back in.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, very much unsurprisingly. Something else about this production that I barely remember from the UK touring version that I saw years ago, and certainly isn't really in the same way a feature of the new London production, is the kind of the video projection elements that situate us along like a traditional industrial railway. The bridges and the scaffolding and the electrical towers and all the stuff you're seeing there. There's lots of different images that have been used in the first act, where the new London production is a little more futuristic, a little more abstract, a little more space agey. This is still, it's giving Thomas the Tank Engine at pace. While we're here in the interval, why don't I show you the souvenir brochure that you can get here at the show. We have some credits of those working on it. We have a little welcome there to guests. We have, there you go, little jump scare of Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber there, of course the composer of Starlight Express. We have a little timeline of it there, including the commencement of this production in 1988 in Bochum, as well as some other key events. We have the breaking of a record there. I'll read about this later. We have the reopening post-COVID. We have the celebration of their 35th birthday. We have, there you go, Starlight Express all over the world. Lots of different European productions as shown there. We have, and then just info about some of the other creative elements going into it, about the design, about Arlene Phillips' choreography. We've got the plot in English and German, if you don't know what's going on. We've got we've got all the different characters there with their names. This beautiful picture, this is the current cast, or possibly it's the last one. Oh, I thought some faces were familiar, but that's, yeah, maybe it's the previous cast, or a couple casts ago. The makeup, I will say, makes them all look very similar. And then we have information in German there about the characters. This is all great for kids. I distinctly remember getting a program on the UK tour of Starlight Express. There you go. Compare, contrast with the English production, if you like, the first and second acts. There are some differences. But yeah, I distinctly remember getting a program when I saw the UK tour and looking at all the characters and deciding Nintendo was going to be my favourite. Then we have this little insert here that tells you information about all the cast. You will see many, many British performers who trained in the UK who have just come over here to do the show. And then, of course, information about the creatives as well, and the many people on the Starlight Express team who helped to bring this together. It does take a village to make the train musical work. But yes, all of that available in your souvenir brochure, the price of which I will have shown you earlier in the video. Unfortunately, I can't remember. It's been a lot of day. They're just resetting the bridge at the end of the show. I just want to show you this moving because I think it's so cool. It's so cool. That's the bridge resetting because they have another show to do. This was a matinee, so everything's got to go back. Also, props to them for putting a light effect on that spot there so that people can take photos at the end of the show with the logo once the bridge is out of the way. That is incredibly smart, and not enough shows provide you with good photo spot lighting. More bridge, it's extending. It's extending to reset to full bridge. Little flaps come over at the end to make everything nice and safe. I'm obsessed with this bridge. So Erin and I are getting ready to head to an airport. We're heading to Dusseldorf now to go home. It's a Sunday and we have work tomorrow, including starting to turn all of this into a video. Some timings about the show. It is now 4:35. It started at 2, so it came down just before past, I think, because we lingered to film the bridge and then dashed to the toilets before heading off. Because we don't super know where we're going, so we're going to figure that bit out. I think the interval was 20 minutes. It certainly wasn't shorter than 20. But this is also, I hasten to add, information that should be available online. Goodbye, Starlight Express Theatre. Goodbye, Starlight Express. We're going to go get on a real train now, on a series of real trains, possibly, as we figure out how to get to the airport in real time, because we didn't come this way. I would not advise to do that with a limited time window. Our flight's in like 4 and a bit hours. That's plenty of time to figure out a 90-minute journey to the airport. Everyone seems to have parked there for what it's worth. But yeah, leaving the Starlight Express Theatre, which I believe is actually called the Starlight Express Theatre because it's purpose built for that, and that's all that's ever been there. We will tell you more about Starlight Express en route. For now, we need to find trains that don't sing to us. We're waiting by the bus stop. Do you know what's really humbling? Is spending 2.5 hours watching triple threat performers on wheels walking up like vertically inclined ramps and speeding around each other, wearing costumes that you know are very heavy because you held them up earlier, wearing helmets that you know are crazy heavy because you got to try them on earlier, which was really cool, and then getting winded yourself walking like briefly slightly up an incline because you are not an elite triple threat performer. Humbling. Very humbling. Should I seek fitness in a Starlight Express inspired fitness class? No, I should not, because when I get on wheels, bad things happen. On the bus to Bochum station, with many of the train tickets that you buy. Ooh, hello. That's why I can't be on wheels. I'm too susceptible to gravity. With many of the train tickets you buy, you get it's called Plus City on either side. So it includes other public transport that you do within the city. So we have, because we bought the train ticket just now, in-app on Trainline. Yeah, Erin just got it on Trainline, and that included the city access in Bochum, which includes this bus journey. So don't overpay for public transport. Don't be like us, in fact. Research it in advance.
With Trainline, you can do that in the UK as well.
Well, there you go. Okay, not only is this our train, but this is quite magical because the front of the train looks like the helmet that the German train character had that we saw downstairs. Compare and contrast. This is the one I put over the camera and you saw how hard it was to see out of it. But also, this is what's got me really excited. I thought it was just a made-up thing. I had no idea this was a real thing because I'm dumb. The train has a red caboose. It has a red... Look! It's caboose! It's the red caboose! That's amazing! We have to move down the train. We're not in first class. This way. Ironically, that train that we were leaving Bochum on, heading towards Dusseldorf Airport, ended up being a little bit complicated because it got stuck behind another train, which all felt very Starlight Express, and then they announced that we weren't actually going to be stopping at the Dusseldorf Airport stop. They were going to have to go past it, which wouldn't have been that far, but it would have been challenging for us who barely knew where we were. But within 60 seconds of them saying that, we did in fact stop at the Dusseldorf Airport stop, so everything was fine. But just a reminder to leave plenty of travel time, I guess. But we had an amazing day, an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
At Starlight Express in Germany. So cool to finally go there. Completely blown away by all of the backstage stuff and the extent to which it does take this army of people backstage, the extent to which everything is done in-house, everything that they are hand painting, and the skates team and the instructors and the trainers. My mind is still blown by, I had not realised that they did not cast based on skating auditions, and the people go there potentially with no skating experience because they have so much faith in their method, and they've done it before, and they know that they can teach people how to skate. And I mean, look at how well they were all skating in those skate warm-ups and in that little clip of the show and everything. What was your mind blown by?
Probably just when we were in the auditorium and seeing how it all worked. Because I think you hear so much about like this legendary production of Starlight. Yeah. And when you actually go in there and see the different ramp levels and how the bridge works and how everything moves, I think that surprised me. Yeah. Of just how epic it really is. Okay, so 2 favourite things. Favourite thing from the show and favourite thing outside of the show. My favourite thing from the show, I liked seeing Dustin and Caboose again, because they're not in the London production, which is not necessarily a criticism of the London production, because I also love Hydra, who is exclusive to the London production now. But it was nice to see them again, and I guess I saw Starlight Express once as a child, very young, and I have vague memories of it. And I then sung offstage vocals in an adult Amdram production, which is the version of the show I am now more familiar with. So it was nice to see something that felt more nostalgic to those experiences than the new, very good London production in Wembley. What was your favourite show moment?
Probably the final race.
Yeah.
I think just seeing how they utilise the levels and how it really feels like this massive event.
We both talked about this at the time, but when the bridge did this, and they then, while they're singing in counterpoint, all these different melodic lines, and they're walking up the bridge on an incline in roller skates.
And it goes like this up.
How? We couldn't even wear the costume. We couldn't even carry the costumes. My gosh, I'm sweating sitting here just thinking about it. My favourite backstage moment, it has to be trying on the helmets.
The helmets was really cool.
I think so cool.
The other moment possibly for me, one was when we got to sit on the bowl.
Yeah.
And like get on the stage. Because I think there's always that feeling when you look out at a theatre from the viewpoint of the stage. It always makes me feel really
always
just magical.
Special. But a rare opportunity.
I also loved seeing performers we knew, seeing their names on the backstage of a set, like seeing like Amy de Bartolomeo's name and different people and being like,
and Blake and yeah.
I think there's something that's kind of cool about that legacy and being like, oh, we know them, and like seeing like the wait, this is the.
I sent photos to a couple of them, and I said, you're still remembered in Bochum. They were amazed that they were still there. Yeah, it was still written on the wall. No, that's cool. That's a really.
It's just a nice thing to see the legacy, because I think. You kind of, when you see a show now, like that's it in its current state. But it's when you see that reference to past casts and you realise like the handing of the baton. And it was kind of cool to be there at a time when the cast was prepping to change.
They're
so
gearing
you had
up.
2 casts there at the same time.
Yeah, very true. I was going to say as well, we didn't try on skates, but getting to try on the helmets, getting to go on the set, I think it healed my Starlight Express trauma after the time that I tried to be a train in that Amdram version of Starlight Express that I did, and like the week before the auditions I broke my ankle, having broken my wrist also roller skating a couple months before, making it clear to me I should never be on wheels, but I think that experience healed me. Let's show you some of the stuff that we got. So we did end up getting this Starlight Express t-shirt that Erin will model for you now. Lovely. Very nice. Nice and blue. And we also got this. How often do you see puzzles in merchandise kiosks? We had to get this puzzle. This is not the current cast, but it is post 2018 because Pearl has been redesigned. Reva Rice is on the front, who is in the current cast, but we did not see her. She's currently on vacation, skating somewhere else around the world. I believe.
Yeah, in America.
Yeah, but this is very cool. Maybe we'll do a live stream and put this
put it
together. I wasn't going to get this because I was like, I do love puzzles. And then you were the genius who said...
We can frame it.
We can frame it. We can frame it. And I was like, oh, sold. Because like you could get a poster. And sometimes when we do these fun trips,
we've
got a Hercules poster,
one,
got a Les Mis poster that we still need to frame. So this, maybe in a year's time, we'll buy a frame for that. And we'll frame it. We also got, this is super cool. I liked the idea of this.
Fun fact, I'm going to use that tonight.
You're going to use it tonight. Show us how it opens, because I was trying to prize it open the other day and then I figured it out.
So it rotates.
It rotates.
And this is actually a wire.
Yeah.
Because then it is a USB-C wire, and then you've got two adaptions there for either end.
Yep.
And it's kind of perfect because it can just fit in your pocket, which is actually great for a theatre trip.
It's very smart. It's very smart. And finally, this is very special. We've already shown you the programmes. We can't find where we put our programmes. They're somewhere. Nobody panic. But we also got given these while we were backstage. These are wheels. I think they're used. I think they said they were used wheels.
Used wheels from the production.
This is the closest I should ever get to wheels again in my lifetime. But that was kind of, we were both slightly taken aback.
Yeah.
It felt like an honour. I mean, it's a wheel from a roller skate, but it means a lot.
Yeah, to say that it's like, here we'd like you to take home
and that was just a very generous surprise gift from the amazing team backstage, who were also lovely in welcoming us into their active workspace with people skating around on wheels. It's a well-oiled machine, I shall call it, backstage at Starlight Express, and it was so cool.
So cool
to see it all. Do we think we'll be back, Aaron James?
Well, I think we kind of have to.
I think we will be. Yeah. I also left a small bag of cables and batteries there. So maybe we'll go back just to retrieve that and then get to see Starlight Express again.
Woo!
Maybe it will all work out. Thank you for watching this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed. If you were curious about going to see the show in Bochum, about getting there, about what it's like, about what it looks like when you get there, I hope that this has been helpful, even if we didn't have the most traditional audience experience. But if you have any other questions about the show, about seeing the show, about comparisons with the London production, I will do a comparison video between the two, so stay tuned for that one. Pop them in the comments section down below. I'll do my best to answer, but also stay tuned and make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on, because maybe we'll do a Starlight Express Q&A live stream while we are putting this puzzle together. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. There will be more vlogs, more reviews, more theatre content soon from the both of us. And we hope that you've enjoyed and that you've had a stagey day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!